Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to an extra interview of Directed by Dean podcast. Today, I have a lady who aims to make her mark on the music world as a solo artist. Ladies and gentlemen, Katrina Howson.
Hello.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you very much. Um,
Good, good.
Before we begin, you're not just a singer, you are also an actor. So,
Mhm.
how has your acting career been as well?
So I have trained a lot in acting when I was at college doing musical theatre and things like that, but I am more of a singer, songwriter, dancer, rapper, all-round performer. But I would never say never to doing more acting, but I've just kind of took the other route, essentially.
It's nice that you say never,
Yes, of course.
but you obviously singing is your priority at the minute, which is fair
Hmm.
enough. Speaking of which, singers will quote, say, Beyonce, Britney, Christina, or more recently, Tay-Tay, Katy Perry, or Rihanna as an inspiration for getting into singing. As far as music goes, who are your inspirations?
All the ones you've just named are incredible artists. Love them all because I am a pop princess at heart. But for me, Nicki Minaj, nothing can beat her. I'm sorry. Nicki is the queen. I'm loving Doja, I Spice, Cardi B, all the female rappers that are about essentially these days, but Little Mix as well. So obviously coming from a girl group, Little Mix, Girls Lad, the Spice Girls, all of the girl groups that kind of paved the way have inspired me a lot as well.
I hope you just neglected to mention the fact that you forgot the Saturdays as well.
The Saturdays, absolutely, how could I forget them? I've actually met the girls on the Saturdays. They were one of my absolute ultimate girl groups growing up. Like I was at all the shows, met them a few times. Yeah, love the Saturdays. How could I forget them?
And did you? If it means anything, I've met them once, but for about 5 seconds before they
Where
went.
was that?
It was actually in London, actually.
Really? What were they doing?
They were promoting their range with H. Shamu. This is like 9, 10 years ago, and
Yeah, it was a while.
I haven't had chance to see any of them yet, but their names are on my bucket list
Yes.
as a podcaster, of course.
Yes, I love them. The girls are great. I met them when they did their Headlines album signing in Blackpool here up north. So,
Bless you.
very big fan.
So, obviously, tell me about your story about how you went from wanting to be a singer at an early age to obviously being interviewed by yours truly today.
So obviously I've always been an artist from doing performing arts at college. I knew for me I wasn't one of them people that wanted to go to university, get a degree, or just go straight into work. I was like, I'm going to leave college, I'm going to straight throw myself straight into auditions and just kind of see where that'd get me essentially. So then obviously I've done lots of auditions, got myself into a girl group, and obviously now that's come to a natural end. I don't want to stop, but it doesn't stop here. So, and here we are talking about why I'm here and what I'm doing.
Do you want to know something? I actually was watching, what's his name? Is it Zach? I think it was the Zach Song podcast. Uh,
Hmm.
I was actually listening to Lauren and Ali, who were in Fifth Harmony, and you know what they said? They missed being in a band, as in obviously the touring and all that. But aside
Hmm.
from that, they don't really miss it.
Yeah, it has its pros and cons. I absolutely loved every single minute of being in a group, but there's pros and cons to being on your own and being in a group. So obviously you get more parts to sing when you're on your own, but when
Yeah.
you're in a group, you've obviously got someone with you all the time that understands exactly what you're going through because they're in the same boat and you've got them that sisterhood essentially. So yeah, there's obviously pros and cons to both sides of it, really.
Mm. When was the moment when you realised that you have made it as a singer?
I don't think I've obviously made it yet. There's a lot of things that I want to work towards, that I want to improve, that I want to achieve. But I feel like the main reason of knowing you've made it essentially is actually comes from yourself, knowing your own comforts and your own abilities. So I think that's what prohibits you to moving forward with being successful. So the more you believe in yourself, the more you'll get to making it, essentially.
Do you want to know something? I've been doing my podcast 4 years. I still don't think I've made it.
Yeah, I know it depends. Everyone's different. Everyone's got different levels they want to be at with different things, and but the sky's the limit. Never say never. I want to do everything.
I'm saying I will say one thing. I This is sort of more of a psychology thing of mine because if I think I've actually achieved something, I'll ease
Hmm.
off the gas, but I don't want to. So So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I haven't quite made it yet, but I truly believe I will. I mean, I'm 4 years in, and
Yeah.
reputation's everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's
100%.
definitely. Um, what have been highlights for you thus far?
I think being in a group does stem a lot from how I've developed on my own because without experiencing a lot of the things I did with the girls, I won't be where I am now. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Any regrets or any moments where
Never.
if you what if? No, straight away
No,
she didn't let me finish the question. She just
no,
said no.
no, no, no. Regret is one of the worst emotions out there. Jealousy, regret, no. I literally look back at not even just in terms of my progression in my career, it's more anything in life as well. Regret, no. Things happen for a reason, either for a blessing or a lesson. That sounds quite cringy, but it is true.
Not really. I do have some regrets, but I think it's regrets not so much what I've done, but it's a case of who I can't interview. Wes Craven
Yeah.
no longer here. I can't. I won't have him on. Leonard Nimoy is no longer here. There's just so
Mhm.
many that I was kind of like, I really want these on, and I'm kind
Yeah,
of like, I look and I'm like, oh, I can't because they're not here anymore.
I know.
Yeah, a lot from my childhood. I must admit, there is a lot that aren't here anymore. Big example being Kevin Conroy, who's been playing Batman for 25 years,
Hmm.
who's no longer here, who passed away last November. So yeah, that's probably one of the big ones because I grew up watching Kevin Conroy as a child
Yeah,
for a lot of years, and in fact, I still do. So that's probably one that hits hardest.
yeah, of
But
course.
aside from anything I've done as a podcaster, no, just a case of there are those I can't interview because obviously they're no longer here. Um,
Yeah, I just feel like I'm at the start of my journey, so there's not really much to regret. I feel like I do have that worry of what if I don't do that, like upcoming, not in the
yeah.
past. So I don't regret anything I've done in the past, but I'm like, oh, but if I don't do this, then that's gonna happen, or maybe I should do this. That kind of feeling. Like I don't want to not put my all into this because then I know this X, Y, Z.
Hmm. Obviously, we've already mentioned, you were in a girl group. Now you're on your own. Has anything changed for you both on a personal and professional level?
I feel like I've got this new grown confidence, to be honest, because the whole reason I wanted to be in a group in the first place was because not to like kind of melt into the background, to like blend in with other people. I just didn't think I had anything to offer by myself. But then I think as you learn and you grow up and you mix with other people, you kind of know what your strengths are. So now I'm like, I have got something to offer. Um, yeah, that's what I would say for that one.
Are you working on any new music?
Yes. Lots of new music.
Well, I only asked this because Only I Know, which obviously you sang, is
Hmm.
actually out soon slash out now. Are you
Hmm.
happy it's out?
I am. I am happy it's out because I feel like rapping is a very natural ability of mine. So the fact that people get a sample of what I can do and what is to come, obviously I want to keep the music coming. But I'm glad it's out there. It's my baby. I wrote it. I obviously write lyrics about relatable things. I want my music to make people feel like it's written for them. So when I hear a song and I hear the lyrics, I'm like, that was written for me. That's about my life. I'm in that situation right now. I want that emotional impact on my audience. So I feel like a lot of the music that I write is that empowering inner feeling of, you know what? So the song is about only I know where I'm up to, what I'm doing, what progress I'm making. No one else understands but me where I'm trying to go. Sometimes I feel like it is a lonely road to try and get there. As much as there's a lot of support, I know I've got a great support network with lots of people. There's only me who knows the pressure of where I want to be. No one else can achieve that but me.
Mhm.
So it comes through in the lyrics.
I actually heard a taste of it on Instagram. I think it was either
Hmm.
last week or week before. First thing that came into my mind, this is a Nicki Minaj song.
Love that.
And it's
Having
quite funny that you actually mentioned that Nicki Minaj was one of your idols. I'm kind of like,
Yes.
yeah, this is something she could sing with Nicki Minaj if it ever came to that.
Do you know what? I feel like if Nikki ever jumped on a track with me or I jumped on a track with her, I could die happy. That woman is everything. So the fact you've said that sounds like Nicki Minaj
First thing
sounds.
I, first thing I said to Final Cut's producer was, Jesus Christ, this sounds like Nicki Minaj. And she actually agreed with me on that.
Love that. I'll take that compliment. Thank you very much.
In that case, you can slap, in that case, I'll send you this part of the recording over and you can slap it on your socials. Who knows, you might even be able to tag Nicki Minaj and see if she whip on.
Oh, I would. Do you know her album's dropping in November, and I'm actually in LA at the time her album drops.
Oh,
And I feel like when her tour tickets come out for 2024, my rent ain't going to be paid because I will be buying tickets for every venue she's performing at on the front row, like Super Bass and Starships and all the other ones. All the
Anaconda.
Anaconda, what a classic. What a classic. Can't go
Anaconda is definitely a man's song. And I
yeah.
say that from a man's point of view.
Lyrically,
Mm. And
the lyrics are so good.
yeah, and the fact that she got Sir Mix-a-Lot in on it is kind of like, it.
Hmm.
Definitely. Um, so, what can we expect from you in terms of music genre and style, aside from Only I Know?
So rapping is my baby, but I am a pop princess, like I obviously said at the start. So I feel like experimenting with sounds is something that I would do. I don't just want to say I'm pop and I'm rap or whatever, because as much as they are my strengths, I would never say no to doing like dancehall or more ballads, things like that. I try everything to find what works for me and what people are enjoying. It's about the people and what they want.
Yeah. I'm just going to say this as an example because K-pop is a mixture of everything. Because I
Yeah.
actually do really like Blackpink a lot.
Blackpink, love Blackpink.
And I'll be honest, Blackpink is one of those artists where they're K-pop, and it's kind of like their music has a bit of everything in it. And you're like,
Hmm.
yeah, that works, that works. I can get behind that. Would you be up for not so much K-pop, but elements of K-pop in your songs?
Do you know what I love about K-pop? The thing is, I love the dance element of it. So I do obviously want to dance and the whole shebang. Like you've got BTS, you've got 17, you've got Twice, you've got all these K-pop bands that are obviously making it massive in the scene. They're very dancey, they're very show-stoppy, they're very full of beat that is catchy. Yeah, 100%.
As far as Only I Know goes, is that a taster of what's to come, or can we expect a bit of everything with the rest
Bit
of
of everything.
everything?
Let's not reveal all. Let's just keep.
I was always prefer a bit of mystery in one's life because if we just
Yeah.
said everything, it would be too easy.
Yeah, I don't want to be predictable. I want to just be known for doing everything unpredictable, unstoppable, unapologetic.
Do you know what I actually have for the next question is one thing about Only I Know it sounds like Nicki Minaj. Uh, how would it feel? What would it mean to you if she actually heard it and thought, do you know what? I'm going to cover that and then see what happens. I bet you just explode.
Yeah, probably explode into a million pieces. That's the best way to describe it. Oh, I can't. I can just imagine like the phone call or the email or the text. Just, I mean, if she wants to, she can, but I'm sure she's got plenty of other good tracks up her sleeve. But no, that would be amazing.
Bit of a nice honour for you. Uh,
Yeah.
so obviously you've released a single.
Mhm.
Any idea on an album and the inevitable tour?
I feel like I'd do a tour once I've got like an EP or an album out. Obviously, you want people to have the music, learn the music, get to have a feel for the music so they can. People have to get themselves ready before a tour so they know all the lyrics. They have the banners of quotes of lyrics, things like that. So I think I'd want at least 7 to 10 songs out before I did that and get more traction on the music. There's a lot of things I want to do before I do a tour, but that is the ultimate goal. Like for every artist, the main thing you want to do is tour and perform, because that's your job and it's your passion. But yeah, I'm gonna get more music out, just keep putting a few songs out and just see how they go and then take it from there. But I'd never, ever, ever, ever say no to a tour.
Speaking of tours, it's actually a bit of a gift of foresight, which I've actually had planned for a year because I think it's been about a year since I've asked this question. Not sure if you know or not, but I think you might.
Mhm.
Manchester will be having 2 venues from next year with Co-op Live being built on Etihad campus where Man City play.
Mhm.
Gigs are already going in. Simply Red's playing there. The Jonas Brothers are playing there. They've already lined up a load. I can't even remember half of them who's
A
been
lot
like,
of big artists.
yeah. It aims to be all electric and one of the biggest arenas in the UK. And I don't know if you know this or not, but Harris House is actually a minority investor in it.
Hmm.
And
I did, but wow, I love that.
Bristol's also due to have its YTL arena open from next year, which I think is all electric. So we've got two new venues coming into
Hmm.
the country next year. The first two since I think it was First Direct in the mid 2000s. So obviously there's two that's going to be open from next year, and there's also about eight more on the way. So as far as touring in these new arenas go, would you look forward to going to the new generation of venues the UK has to offer?
Yes, get me anywhere. Fly me on a plane anywhere. Take me up the country, down the country, around the world. Yeah. I feel like my absolute goal is to tour the UK in every venue. So I'd want to do all the big arenas like Manchester, Liverpool, London. The O2 and the Manchester Arena is an absolute dream. But then I'd do all like the rural towns as well, like festivals, everything. But yeah, these new venues sound really cool.
I'm going to provoke your envy now. The only arena I haven't been to in England, Scotland, or Wales is Newcastle.
I've been to Newcastle recently.
Oh, why is everyone's been to the one I haven't been to?
I know. Well, I haven't been. Everyone's been. That's what made me go to Gateshead, Central Newcastle.
Hmm.
It
So
was
I'm
okay.
to be honest with you, I'm looking forward to having the two new venues because me and my lady are meaning to go at some
Hmm.
point because we've been keeping tabs on Co-op Live's progress. It looks absolutely stunning.
Oh wow.
No other word for it.
I
Um,
love a performing event. Every time I go to a concert, like it's just the atmosphere. There's so many people, all the lights, just the loud music, the atmosphere. Everyone's happy. Everyone like leaves feeling euphoric. Yeah, love it.
just in case you didn't know, Etihad is a bowl arena. So basically, stands all the way around, and you have
Hmm.
I'll say you have your platform in the middle. I believe
Okay,
that's what the plans are.
that's good. So everyone gets the whole 360 view instead of the stage being here and everyone's like a semicircle around it.
Definitely.
I-
Obviously, it doesn't matter what profession you're in, whether you're in acting, whether you're singing, or in my case, podcaster. Research is key in so many areas, if not all areas of our industry.
Mhm.
Have you had to do any research being a singer? This is actually a genuine question.
Mhm. I think the main research that's been done is to do with royalties, songwriting, credits, publishing, things like that, and networking. That's the main research, figuring out who's where, who's doing this, what's trending, checking the charts. That kind of research is the main research, I'd say.
Gaming and animation is an avenue many who have been on here before have already pursued. Just to give you a few examples, Lily Rex, who's done multiple Assassin's Creed games. Alex Wilton Regan played Keanu Reeves' girlfriend in Cyberpunk 2077. I know the envy of just about every woman that there is. Uh, one of my favourite Aussies, Martin Copping, who has done Call of Duty and Rainbow Six Siege, and Danielle Bisutti, lovely lady, who's done
Mhm.
the last two God of War games. Have you thought about doing anything acting wise or musically for any genres?
I absolutely would. There's not an aspect of performing that I don't think I'd do. So I'd do musical theatre. I'd go into acting for EastEnders, Corrie, wherever it'd have me. Film, TV, anything, reality. Yeah, why not?
I'm glad you mentioned musical theatre actually, because been in London quite a few times this month, and I must admit there's too much choice as far as theatre goes.
There's a
Is,
lot of choice.
is there any franchises that you'd like to try out for or possibly appear in?
In musical theatre, Shrek the Musical. I'd
So
want to be Fiona, not like one of the three pigs or anything, or Shrek, or I could make a good donkey. I talk and sing a lot. But no, I'd do Princess Fiona on Shrek.
bless you. I actually thought you were going to say something like Lion King, or
No, no, no.
would you try something like say 222?
What's that about?
As far as I'm aware, and I'm probably going to get a bit in my head off for this, I haven't actually seen it yet, but it's actually sort of like a four-person welcome to dinner play, and it's got like secrets in it. It's actually got at the minute Frankie Bridge from Saturdays in it, and
Oh, Ghost Story 2222 or
uh,
something.
and
Oh,
she's apparently
100%.
I was
I've
going to
seen
say
one where Who was it? Not Cheryl from Girls Aloud did it as
Yeah, she
well.
did that as well.
Frankie Bridge from the Saturdays is in it. Yes. Oh, I'd love to do stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like drama, horror, thriller kind of vibe.
I'm kind of glad you said horror because Evil Dead Rise has just come on Netflix, and I wasn't overly keen to watch it, but I did say I'd have a look at it because one of my guest co-hosts has actually reviewed it, so you need my input. But honestly, I don't know if you like horror movies or not, but
I do. I love a horror.
really,
Yes. Don't scare me. I like that adrenaline rush, and I don't go to bed and then get nightmares. I actually forget what happens by the end of the film, to be honest.
so if I'm understanding this correctly, you've seen The Exorcist and never had nightmares.
No, I've not watched any. I can't really remember The Exorcist. I've got literally fish brain when it comes to films. The only films I can quote every word to is Shrek, if I'm being honest.
Now, I'll tell you what I did. Some people who I know, I actually quoted the entire prologue of Bad Boys to them. They were just like, "What the hell has he been doing with his life?"
Oh my God. Yeah, I understand.
Oh, bless. Have you got anything coming up? Anything else coming up that you'd like to talk about that we haven't already discussed, or anything else that you'd like to personally promote that we haven't?
At the moment, I'm just getting loads of content together, more music recorded, writing more music, having more meetings, and yeah, the rest will be shown soon when the new music's out. And I'm just letting only I know have its moment just to be listened to and enjoyed as like a taster essentially.
Mhm. Oh yes, just for the quiz, I know you have socials because I'm already following you on Instagram.
Yeah.
So for those who haven't followed you yet, what is your Instagram handle, and if you have anything else?
So I heavily use Instagram and TikTok, and my username handle is at Katrina Marie Howson on both of them.
I gotta say, I think I followed you as soon as I knew I was you were coming my way. So you'll
Yeah,
have you will have a follow from the Redirected by Team podcast somewhere.
love that.
Are you ready for the final quick quiz of 2023? Since you mentioned you like a good horror, I will actually include a little bit of horror in there for you.
Wow, okay,
Don't worry,
lovely.
don't worry. Don't worry. It's nothing that you won't be able to handle.
Yeah.
But firstly, obviously, the music part of it.
Hmm.
If you decide to have kids at some point, they will ask to listen to something with their mum in it. So when do you let them listen to your music, regardless of whether it was you were a single artist or you're in a girl group?
The track with the band, anytime, literally from as soon as I've had the child. Even if I'm in labour, that song will be on, so they know from day one
We've been
who they
playing it
are.
in the room.
You what?
Yeah, actually been literally listen to other babies in the room.
Yeah. Do you know what? My mum and dad put loads of music on when I was in the womb, and apparently I used to always kick my legs at 10 p.m. and always when they put music on. So obviously here I am being a musician. It's a sign.
Subconscious thing as well. It's stuff you remember.
I know. But in terms of my own music, there will be some explicit lyrics along the way. Um, I don't know. I feel like I can't comment until I have the child, but it's a little bit embarrassing because, like, if I write a song about heartbreak or
Yeah.
something that someone's done me dirty on in the past, I don't want my mum and dad to hear that. I'm not vulnerable around my parents. I'm like, yes, mum and dad, look at me. I'm your amazing child. So when they hear like my lyrics, it's like, yeah, that wasn't me. That wasn't meant. You're not meant to listen to that.
Yeah. It happens though. I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I've had this. I've got that many nieces and nephews, even though I've not really got any kids yet. But when you have nieces and nephews, it still tends to kind of get your way of thinking to it. Now,
Yeah.
I'll be brutally honest. I've never ever let my niece and nephew watch anything that they're not old enough for.
Yeah. I don't think I would. I'd want to protect my child.
Although, in fairness, my love of horror might stem from the fact I watched Alien when I was 8 years old when the mum and dad were asleep.
Oh God.
And I traumatized myself to the point I couldn't watch Alien for 20 years.
Not good.
I know, but I'm still here. I'm still laughing.
Yes, you're fine. You're fine. We learn from these things.
Me too. Favorite and worst songs to sing, both yours and any covers you've ever done.
What do I like sing? Do you know what? I love rapping Nicki Minaj and my own songs, obviously, because they're my babies. But with Nicki Minaj, her lyrics are so bold, strong, and powerful. But then you go to like a nice ballad, as well from another artist. So any pop artist really, just a nice ballad, get all your emotions out.
Yeah.
I am one of them people, if I'm feeling a little bit down, I will put headphones on, completely block out the world, and I will literally just put all my sad songs on and just force myself to be sad and like pretend I'm in a music video all the time. That's sounds weird, but it works. It makes you feel a bit more better and connected.
Is one of your sad songs anything sung by Christina Perry?
No.
You should, because first time I listened to Jar of Hearts, I absolutely bawled my eyes out.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's just the emotion
Yeah.
that she literally transcribes with it. It's kind of like, how can you not feel sad for her?
It is a very good song, and when she sings it, you can tell the emotion is real. She's
Mm.
not just singing a few lines that she's wrote in a notebook. She's really feeling that, which is really good.
I was actually traveling back from where I actually got a CD and I had to pull over because my eyes were watery.
Oh.
I was literally like, I've got to pull over. I can't see where I'm going.
No, but isn't it good that an artist can make you feel like that? That means they're doing their job, making music and art for people, and it's having that effect on people. That's powerful. Music's one of them things that connects everyone.
I can give an example of an acting one if you want.
Go on.
You've seen Fast and Furious 6, haven't you?
I haven't seen any of them.
Not seen Fast Furious.
No, I'm
I'll
not
tell you,
really a film person.
I'll tell you what, if you ever do get a chance to watch it, watch
Hmm.
5 and 6, not so much
Yeah.
everything else, but 5 and 6. Well, in 6, because I was watching it in Sheffield, there's a scene where Luke Evans basically tells Paul Walker's Brian to call Mia. And you know immediately from his voice he's done something. But it basically, in a nutshell, what happens is Brian calls Mia and she's basically being held. He immediately goes straight for Luke Evans's Owen Shaw. And there's a guy sat in the front row and goes, kick his fucking ass. He literally said that on the front row. I'm like, that's the sign of how you know an actor's done their job well. When
Yeah.
that sort of reaction.
Yeah.
I was saying,
100%.
I was saying that that's the only time I've ever known anyone react aside from a bit of laughter in a comedy, which is actually a bit disturbing.
I need to watch them.
Only two, though. You only really need to watch 5 and 6.
Yeah.
7's not too bad. 8's more along the lines of Dom's portrayal, but 9 is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Fast 10, it's not too bad, but Jason Momoa is basically Fast version of Heath Ledger's Joker.
God.
I know.
No, I'll check them out. I'll definitely make some time to watch them.
Pressure. What are your dream stages to perform on? It doesn't matter if it's in this country or America or Australia. It doesn't matter where it is.
London O2. So like I'd love to perform not just my own show or headlining for people. That would be incredible, but performing on like the Strictly final or Britain's Got Talent final or the Brit Awards, that is a massive one.
Capital
Um,
FM Summertime Ball, maybe? Or
oh,
Jingle Ball?
100%. Summertime Ball, Capital. I'm actually going to Liverpool M&S Bank Arena next month for the Kiss FM Haunted House Party where Zara Larson's performing, Joel Corry, Leanne from Little Mix on her own, she's there. Yeah, all things like that, but Manchester Arena as well. That's a very special one because it's close to home.
I'm going to say, since next month is Halloween, are you dressing up as anyone spooky for the Kiss FM Awards?
I feel like because I'm going to that event, I might as well dress up.
You got any ideas in mind?
No, but I'd probably want to go really sexy. I don't do like nerdy or blood and stuff like that. I'd rather go. I'm probably gonna go all glitzy and glittery and.
Trying to think. I might sound a bit perverted when I say this, but just go anything Megan Fox would look good in. Basically anything.
Exactly. That's
Jennifer's body, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Something glittery, something that's like show stopping. I can't even go to the gym or the corner shop without dressing up. So
I was going to say jaw dropping, but I'll take that.
yeah.
What's the worst and best venues or stadiums you've been to? But I think it would be more a case of venues in your case.
I don't like little boxed venues where everyone's standing, there's nowhere seated. Because I feel like as a performer, if I'm looking down at my audience, I'd feel bad from being too hot and sweaty and cramped and people passing out and security passing them water. I'd be like, stop the show, make sure everyone's all right. Because I know I've been in that situation when I saw
Yeah.
Fifth Harmony live a few years ago. So then little cramped box venues are not for me. Um, the O2 is incredible, but Manchester Arena is the one. That's amazing. But I feel like Wembley, and what's that stadium? It's Etihad in Manchester.
Yeah, in Manchester, yeah.
Yes. That's where like all your massive stars like Taylor Swift and Beyonce perform.
Mm.
Ed Sheeran's.
I take it you're not a Man City fan then.
I am a very
Oh, you're
big
a
Man
Man City
City
fan.
fan. Do you know what? Jack Grealish could punch me in the face and I'd say thank you.
Now, do you want to know something?
Go on.
My sister's fiance has been a lifelong City fan his whole life.
Really?
Yeah. It's a bit weird, isn't it? It's
I
like a
love all of the ones that play in the England team as well. So you got John Stones, your Jack Grealish, your Phil Foden,
Mm.
Haaland. Love them.
Can I just say one thing about Man City? If they hadn't got Erling Haaland, they would not have won the Champions League last year.
He is a beast. He's so, so good at football.
Hard to believe Alfinger Haaland was his dad.
Really?
Mm. Because Alfinger Haaland used to play for City, back in the day.
I didn't know that.
Mm. So I think that's probably why Erling Haaland chose City over everyone else, because his dad used to play for him and he probably went there when he was a wee lad. But now
Yeah,
the sky's the limit as far as Man City can go.
yeah.
I think they've got Erling Haaland. The only problem is now they've got to be careful of Newcastle's owners as well.
Mm.
I must admit, I have been to Geordieland and it kind of puts off on you.
I do love a Geordie accent.
As the woman who just probably said the Geordie accent with that answer.
I know. I know.
That's all right. I can do a bit of a scouse, but it's a case
I
of
love a Scouse accent.
you're really
I'm,
not.
I'm quite good. I'm quite good at the accents.
Not so much me. I mean, I think it's probably just my voice is a bit gravelly and not really that good at doing accents. But there is times where it just goes literally my voice goes from being English to like Scouse. Or when I
Yeah,
can stay up in a place too long, I'll sound like someone from Geordieland.
Geordie. Love the Geordie accent.
She's just done it again.
I
I,
know. I
I,
just can't help myself.
I'll be honest with you. Some of the best places I've been in this country are London, obviously, because I do go there.
London is the best place in the world.
Newcastle and Liverpool. Every time I've been to Newcastle and London, people's been lovely, fantastic. Every time I go to London, it just makes me want to come back.
Hmm.
So that's what I will say about that. Lip Sync Battle is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. This is the US version, by the way.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've ever seen it or not.
I have. It's where two celebrities go head to head and like do like a freestyle rap, like dissing the other one.
Yeah.
No, that's rap battle. No, sorry, lip sync battle is. Sorry, I've got the wrong show. I really am sorry. They mime like an artist's song and pretend to be that star.
By the way, I don't know if you've seen Channing Tatum versus Jenna Dewan, but Channing Tatum dressed up as Beyonce and Elsa.
Wow,
Yeah.
I
Although
will.
saying that Jenna did her own version of Magic Mike, which he was just like, oh my God, what have I done? It's actually on YouTube if you do end up having a look.
I know. I'm actually going to check that out because I've watched a few of them. I watched when Fifth Harmony did one. Um,
I was
I've
watching
seen
that today as well.
the Fifth Harmony one.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's just so weird, isn't it?
I think Lauren was like Amy Winehouse.
She was.
Yeah,
Ali did Jennifer Lopez. And
that's the one.
was, yeah.
Who did Normani?
I don't know who Normani was. I can't
Who
remember.
was Dinah as well? I can't remember, but it was good.
So, what songs would you lip off to? Who would be your special guest and who would be your dream opponent?
Oh, I can't answer Nicki Minaj for everything. Doja Cat, I'd probably do her. Probably mime a few of hers. Um, who would I? Do you know what? Anyone who's successful, I would. I know like that's kind of sitting on the fence, but Rihanna would be good.
I'd love to see Chrissy Teigen.
Oh, she's with John Legend.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Plus, she was colour commentator as well. She's got a great sense of humour. She,
Yeah.
she was actually the mayor of Twitter before she was kicked out of office. Now I dub her the mayor of Instagram.
She's the mayor of Instagram.
I've called her that. She was actually the mayor. She was called the mayor of Twitter for years before she left. And now I just say, you know what? She's over to Instagram. I'll just say she's the mayoress of Instagram.
Okay.
Because she is absolutely. She's a dream.
Selena Gomez has got like 450 million followers on Instagram.
I don't even want to calculate how many Taylor's got. To be honest,
Who? Taylor Swift?
I bet she's got like about double that. Because let's face it, who doesn't love Tay Tay?
Taylor Swift is incredible.
Actually, Taylor would be my dream opponent. Actually,
Are you going to see her on the Eras tour?
I'll say yes, but that's providing somebody doesn't cock up our ticket order, which has happened.
Taylor's not got more than Selena. Taylor Swift has got 272 million. Where Selena has got 450 odd million. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna start quizzing everyone on how much their social media followers are to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Just interesting. So what? So you have offers to collaborate with 4 artists or groups. Who do you say yes to, and which 3 do you reject?
Go on.
Some of them you do. Some of them you might know. Some of them you might not.
Mm-hmm.
The Script, obviously. Who doesn't know who the Script are?
Yep.
The Shires, England's country duo, Chrissy and Ben. Seen them many a time. They are absolutely lovely. They're down to earth. Absolutely everywhere they've gone, they sell out arenas. Jason Derulo.
He's incredible.
Or Amy McDonald.
Do I pick one to say yes to and one to not?
Just got to pick one.
I'd say yes to Jason Derulo.
Not even hesitation. You were straight there.
I'd say yes to him. His music, yeah, that matches my vibe. I'm on that vibe with him. Jason gets the yes from me.
Fair enough. 3 movie franchises you'd like to make a song for.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll rephrase that. 3 movies or 3 movie franchises, just to make it a little bit easier.
Franchises, as in like
Marvel, DC.
Yeah.
Chris Nolan, if you like, because Chris Nolan might as well have his own franchise. There's Barbie as well. We'll see if there's a Barbie.
Barbie, absolutely 100%. Yeah, that one.
To be fair, Mattel could start their own universe because they've got that many toy lines.
Universal. Barbie, that kind of vibe. Because a lot of my favourite artists are on the Barbie tracks. Ice Spice, Nicki's on it. Dua Lipa's on it. Lizzo, all of them. I've actually met Charlie XCX and Ray. Yeah, I'd say that. Anything Universal, but the Barbie movie would have been a dream. Anything like that, it's like a remake of like a chick flick, essentially.
You say you met Charlie XCX.
Mm-hmm.
I take it she's a very nice lady.
Yes, she was lovely. The first thing she said to me is, "Oh my God, why are you so hot?" Thank you. Yeah.
That's an honor. I would know that for every single penny you could. I definitely would. We mentioned Summertime and Jingle Bell Ball earlier, so now just like to play a quick game with you. So now we in England, as everyone in England knows, have Capital FM Summertime and Jingle Bell Ball. So what I like to do at this point is have a little contest to see who can get the best lineup for their respective days. So you can do the Saturday, I'll do the Sunday. Rules are as follows. There's 10 acts. You are basically headlining both nights, so technically it's 9 acts we need. The acts must be living. They can be reunited if band or group has disbanded. We can't say Jonas Brothers because they've reunited that many times. It's just pointless saying Jonas Brothers now. So you're going to go first, and then I will follow behind.
Okay, right. 9 acts other than myself.
Yeah, but basically you're headlining both nights, so it's just 9.
So I just need to pick 9. So I go Little Mix, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Beyonce, Doja Cat, Becky Hill, Ed Sheeran.
I wanted Becky Hill.
Fifth Harmony.
Oh, reunion, I like that.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to load up the Spotify. I've literally.
Oh, do I allow that or not? Usually I just,
Oh my God! And Ice Spice done, done.
right, that's fine.
That's an incredible lineup. I would never
I tell
leave
you
the
what, that
venue.
is probably the best, one of the best lineups I've ever had for this. You did. I'm assuming you said Nicki Minaj.
Obviously, I said Nicki Minaj.
Damn it. Right, so I'll start with. Hold on a minute. I must admit I am actually struggling here a little bit. I'll go with Taylor.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one.
Glad you didn't say that. I'm going to bring back One Direction for a night.
Oh, that yours night'd sell out.
I know. Speaking of reunions, I'm a big Saturdays fan, so I will bring the Sats back for one night only. And then
Oh my God, those
every
things.
Saturdays fan can say, right, we've been brought back, we're happy.
Who's your favourite?
Do you know what? To be honest with you, when I was a wee bit younger, I did have a thing for Frankie, then Rochelle, then Vanessa. I've kind of been through everyone. Although I must admit,
That's my favourite. I'm glad you've not said Una because she's my favourite.
my nephew did have a bit of a crush on Molly, so I wasn't allowed Molly whatsoever.
He likes them all, basically.
No, he genuinely likes Molly. He likes Molly more than the rest. But as time's got on, I've just thought, do you know what? I just love them all. I don't
Yeah,
really, even if I went on a date with one of them, not saying I would, but I'd just be happy with one of them. It just
yeah.
who it was. So no, I had Taylor. I'm just trying to think who else there is.
One
Olivia
Direction.
Rodrigo.
Oh, yeah, okay. Very big artist at the minute.
I'm just trying to think who else there is. Because actually, do you know what? I'm going to actually say Leanne. I know you have said Little Mix, but this would be Leanne on her own.
Yeah.
And she's pretty much doing very well for herself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I? I'm trying to think. Do I bring a bit of rock and roll into the place, or don't I?
Up to you.
Um, do you know what? I might bring you two into the place.
Interesting.
And since my lady is a big fan of Irish, and she'll kill me if I don't say this, the script,
Yeah.
Dermot Kennedy.
Yeah.
Who else does she like? Kian Ducroft. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And do you know what? I've totally lost where I am just because I've literally said about four names in the last 20 seconds. I'll say one more and then that
Yeah.
should be done. So just trying to think. Oh, I'm just trying to think. Who can I have? I'm torn between Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes.
Oh my God, Camila Cabello is my idol.
There you go, Camila Cabello. I'm sold.
Oh, I wish this was real and all these artists were still together, most of them.
Unfortunately, I think Capital will go bankrupt if we had to get all of them.
I know they would, but you said Fifth Harmony. No, I said Fifth Harmony.
You
You
said
said
Fifth Harmony,
Camila.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
I said One Direction.
Yeah.
Now, since One Direction will be back for one night only, do we allow Simon Cowell in the building?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. We are his creation after all.
Yeah.
Last couple of questions. Obviously, you'll get asked thousands, if not millions, of questions in your career. So this is actually a three-part question. What is the one question you wished you were asked more? What is the one question you wished you were asked less of, or not at all? And three, have I done either of those two in this interview?
The question I wish was asked less, I'd say, was what happened to the group? Why not in a group anymore? Just because that had that time, I've got my time. They're two completely separate things. And yeah, I had my time in the group. I have my time now. They don't need to be mangled together all the time. But I loved my time in the group. And then the question I wish I was asked more, do you want to collaborate? Because there's so many people I want to collaborate with.
Same here. From a movie, in fact, from a movie and a music perspective, there is not so much millions, but there is a lot.
Yeah.
But the reason why I didn't ask you about anything so much with the girl group is it's happened. Whatever's happened's happened. It's not going to change anything. You're on here. It's just yourself, not the other three as well. Maybe when the time comes, I'll have them on separately. But as far as I'm concerned, what's done is done. You're on here. Focuses on you, nothing else. I tell you what is a bit of an interesting thing. Some people actually want to be asked more about how they actually got started out, whereas Others are kind of like, I don't really want to be asked anymore about, I don't want to say how I got started out because it's just the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
So as far as I've gone, that's kind of it's kind of a bit of a double-edged sword. If I don't ask it, I'm not
Yeah.
really being sincere. But if I do ask it, someone's more than likely to go, "Oh God, here we go." I'm literally telling the same thing again. So
No, I like being taken down memory lane and being asked about where I'm from, what I've been doing, because it kind of shapes who you are in your future. And it's comforting. I've had a great life.
I definitely have as well. Right, so last couple of questions.
hmm
So what I like to do is keep my quiz fresh every 6 months to a year. Excuse me. But for next year, I thought, well, since there's 8 months left in the year, I thought whatever guests I get, they can leave a question as part of next year's quiz. So just give you a few of guidelines. You can use anything in the quiz as a guideline. Can be multiple choice. I have actually had a few multiple choices in the last couple of weeks,
hmm
uh, but it's up to you if you want to do it. Can be anything about entertainment, fashion, acting, etc., etc. Brownie points will be for anything challenging, but obviously not too challenging to the point where somebody refuses to answer it. I'm not a big fan of personal. I must admit, some people don't mind personal questions, but I've not been one of them. But if you did put a personal one in, it's not the end of the world. And the question you ask, you must be comfortable with asking it yourself. So Katrina Howson, what is your question for next year's quiz?
My question would be name three countries that you would want to live in
Oh,
and three you would not want to live in.
you know what? I'm going to answer this for you.
Yeah, do it.
You'd like to live in, and three you would not. So just before I answer, name three countries you'd like to live in and three you wouldn't.
hmm
As far as I would like to live, I'm going to say America. I'd say America, Australia, and Abu Dhabi.
I would literally say the exact same.
Hmm. As
Apart
far
from the UK, but I would say Dubai, Australia, and America. Whereabouts in America, though? What state?
New York or LA.
I'd say Miami.
Ooh.
Miami or Los Angeles or like Malibu, yeah.
For three, I wouldn't. Obviously, the Antarctica. I don't really do well with hot or cold weather, so
Me too. Me too.
I'm just trying to think.
Absolutely.
I'm probably going to insult someone when I say this because I probably will. Um, I'm just trying to think, where would I not want to live?
The desert, like that's not for me. Dry heat.
It depends really. If you can get power out there and just live on solar panels all your life, then it might not be the worst thing. But I would probably say Mongolia.
Okay.
Not because it's a bad place to live because it looks absolutely gorgeous, but the fact that it's landlocked and it can go from exceedingly hot to very cold within an instant would be like, no, I'm not. I'm not. I'd happily go there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Mongolia is a bad country, but
Mm.
it's a case of I'm going from it's landlocked. I'm going from hot to cold, literally in the space of like a minute. But I would like to go on holiday there if
Mhm.
the opportunity arose, just to see what it is like and if it's any good. And then if I did end up going and I liked it, I would happily refute that third one. But aside from that, off the top of my head, I'm not really sure that there's anywhere I wouldn't live, to be honest.
Yeah, I like my comforts. I love the UK, but I hate hot and cold. So,
We've just got so much in common, haven't we?
mm.
And lastly, from my new guest co-host, Mr. Samwise Gamgee, he actually pitched this to me once, and I was kind of like, "Yeah, I need to up my game a little bit." So, Miss Katrina Howson, Sam would like you to imagine this scenario: you're waiting for an elevator, the
Yep.
elevator doors open, and you see some of the greatest musicians of our time. You step inside, and you have 30 seconds before they get off at their desired floor. What do you do or say to grab their attention enough for them to give you their business card or say, call me? I'll tell you what I would do. Mine would be filled with Chris Nolan, and I'd just say, "Can you stop putting Tom Hardy? Can you stop covering Tom Hardy's face, please?"
I love that. That's a very good question.
See, this is why I've got to up my game. I'm like, yeah, I think this upstart's showing me up a little bit. So I'm like, right, I need to regroup.
There's so much depth to that question. You can actually imagine it. It'd be obviously musicians, and I'd be like, look, I've got some music. I'm pretty good. I think we could vibe in the studio. I'd basically just pitch myself and be like, let's collaborate, essentially. That's
And
what
you
I
did, and the best thing is, I don't even think that's 30 seconds. That's more like a 15-second pitch, and then
Mhm.
15 seconds for them to decide whether to give you the business card.
Exactly. Efficiency.
Definitely. I tell you what, I'll send this to Sam and see what he thinks about that, because I think he kind of sent it to me like, I'm not sure if this would be a good question or not, but I looked at it and I'm like, Jesus, the kid's got imagination.
That's a very good question. That's one of the best I've been asked ever.
Really?
And I love questions. Like I always ask people like, what highlighter color would you resonate with the most?
I'm gonna put that in my next quiz for any ladies I get. I'm gonna start doing more fashion.
Answer it then. What highlighter color do you think you resonate with?
What highlighted colour do you think you resonate with the most?
Yes. I'd say blue.
Blue
What's
Dabba
your favorite color?
Speaking of which, are you Blue Dabba or I'm Feeling Good?
I love that.
As in Eiffel 65 Blue Dabba and David Guetta and BB Rex's I'm Good, I'm Feeling Good.
I love David Guetta's music.
I love that song so much. I
Very
genuinely,
good.
every time I'm driving, I literally have to make sure that it's played at least once on my journey. It doesn't
No,
matter if it's 5 minutes or if it's 50 minutes.
it was written in 2019 and they just brought it back up for release.
Mm-hmm. I think I mentioned BB mentioned it in an interview about it was wrote like 5 years previous to when they released it. And it was a case of, well, why have we left it so long?
Yeah, we could have been having more years enjoying that song.
Definitely. Katrina, it's been a pleasure and an honour. Hopefully, the next time I have you on will be next year when you're back here plugging your soon-to-be new EP or album.
Yes, 100%.
So next time, I'll tell you what, next time you're on, I'm going to have Samwise make up a quiz just for you,
Love this. I'm
right?
here for it.
I'll consider that. I'm sure you'll consider that a challenge. I know what first thing you'll say is you'll be like, "What do I say?" I'll like, mate, just make what questions you feel up. I mean,
The more quirky, the better, because that is a good start. Like he set the bar high.
yes. So look forward to having you on next time or next year or next month, whenever you decide to release your EP or album. So on that, ladies and gentlemen, Katrina Howson.
Thank you.
Cheers.